Good morning out there. Well, let's see here. Definitely had to make it out this morning to kill the mind. Fuck, didn't make it out yesterday. Definitely had like a fucking. I was triggered by something into a fucking unconscious state, and just had a tough day yesterday. Which is fine. Tough days come and go, and like ended up dealing with it way better than I ever have in the past. Really, what happened in the morning, I was triggered by something, and it brought about a little bit of like anger or something, like basically it was like a sad feeling from my past that I didn't want to focus on. And so anger was there to mask it. And so I was angry for like half an hour or so and laid in my bed, tried to like be still in my mind and figure it out, and I couldn't. And finally I went outside and it hit me there. Just this thing that I was really sad about in the past I didn't want to focus on. And so I thought about it consciously. Many tears flowed, and then it was like a weight was lifted. I love the masters. They say to empty yourself, and tears are one of the ways of doing that. If it's conscious. Yeah, it was definitely just eye-opening yesterday. Happy to get back out here today. So far this year, I've been trying to do a daily practice every morning. Get my ass up. Well, I was starting inside my house and been coming outside for the last month or so, but even after I've been doing it for so long, like yesterday, I skipped a day and I really felt the effects. I was reminded though, it's kind of similar to my diet that I've been doing. Is like now and then I'll have a cheat day or something like that, and it really offers a lot of clarity as to how far I've come and to why I have made the choices I've made. Yeah, way easier for me if I just come out every morning, start my day off this way. I saw somebody else's yoga video and they were saying they set the tone for their day, and that's totally what it's about. Uh, One of the things I was reminded of this morning is that Pussifier band. They have a song called "The Humbling River." Definitely a pretty amazing fucking song. And yeah, yesterday when I was having a tough time, the song that really helped me out was "Spin" by Mr. Kitty. Really fucking good one. Yeah, this is some little cat that's been showing up for food lately. It's a little sweetie. Yeah, I got a few things to talk about here. Fucking cat. Yeah, all the bullshit I wrote to talk about, mostly. I'm just stoked to be out here because, man, I fucking gets my shit straight in the morning. I get centered. That's what I've talked a lot about in the past is my daily practice is what keeps my mind and body centered, all that shit, you know. Oh, there's this one. It's like a story I heard. Maybe it was Native American. I don't really recall honestly, but I know they spoke of this thing called the World Eater, and I've seen it referenced in a bunch of different things. But the specific one I saw was saying that you have to get up daily to stop the World Eater, and I just fucking love that idea, because like yesterday, the way like once I was triggered into this unconscious state yesterday, that to me is definitely the World Eater, that unconscious state, because I don't know, it's tough to explain, but I guess the name World Eater is fucking like what the fuck? It's huge, you know. It's like, and now that I have a certain clarity to this unconscious state that I've lived most of my life in, when I was triggered back into it yesterday, yeah, it has the same type of a tone to it that World Eater does. Like, oh, what's up out there? Hello. I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, just waking up, doing the daily practice, silence the mind. I like to say kill the mind because I just I think it's a very serious thing, or at least for me, it is. Lots of people have anxiety and depression, and if they're doing this daily, that shit could easily go away. All right, what's up, the goat? There's this one song I did. Let's see. It's called Navigator, and like yesterday, I was like triggered into an unconscious state, and like the Navigator song, it's similar. It's about being like stuck in a certain state of mind. And in that song Navigator, though, the beginning lyrics I say, anger and jealousy bring fear. So anger and jealousy bring fear, and to the untamed mind. So yeah, if you don't have your mind tamed to a certain degree, anger and jealousy arise for some reason or another, and then fear arises because of those. Once fear arises, what I read at one point is that we're no longer able to access the higher road in our minds. Like there's like the instinctual thought process, and then there's this thought process. So once fear is triggered, we have to stay on that lower thought process. So that really takes away a lot of our options to get out of that state. Really fucking interesting concept. How's things going for you, the goat? Yeah, I've been not sticking to my guns with my diet. Just really gotta get back into be strict with all that shit. Yeah, just trying to kill the mind. I like to use that word kill because it's just a serious thing. If I'm not out here every day trying to center the mind and body, that shit can get out of control easy. And then that's where things like anxiety, depression come in.
there. Just catching my breath at the moment. Trying to kill the mind daily. Man, a couple of things I talk about are these spiritual tools that I've found on this journey I've been on, and so the yoga mat is one of them. In the spirit world, it's represented by a canoe floating on top of the fucking ocean. And then the most recent one was the chanting Om, which in the spirit world is represented by a fire. And so they're really different tools, but they bring about the same centeredness. But the neat thing about chanting Om is that it's like when I'm out in my daily life and I don't have this, and something's tough, then I can chant Om, kind of bring me back to center. But like yesterday, I was triggered into an unconscious state, just had a really tough day, and I think there was a couple times I like halfway had like do like an Om chant. I never really like fully got into it. And I bet if I would have, probably could have fucking brought me more centeredness, I would imagine, but just saying that to express how tough it is sometimes being triggered into an unconscious state. Even though I know chanting Om is a tool that can get me out of it. Hey, what's up? How's it going out there? Yeah, even though I know chanting Om can pull me out of some shit, get me centered, I sure couldn't think of it yesterday. And even the little I did think of it, I couldn't practice it very consciously. It's fucking interesting. But so I'm back out here today, making sure to get myself centered before my day starts. And honestly, it's just like, I talked about how like going off of my diet kind of brings clarity, and the same thing with the meditation. Like, after not doing it yesterday, coming back today, there's just such clarity. It brings me such peace and joy out here. And I mean, the meditation, the practice is one thing, but also I've been coming outside for about a month now, and I sure just love being out here. All the shit, like the fucking long growing grass, the birds, the cats, the wind. I talk about the spiritual tools. And there's also been these spiritual gifts. And the wind and the cold have been the latest too. And they just help bring me to that centered state that I'm trying to stay at. Yeah, I was talking before, yesterday, when I got triggered into this unconscious state. It was early in the morning, and something I saw just reminded me of something in my past. It was something in my past I was kind of sad about, but I had such sad feelings that I wouldn't let myself think about it. And that was kind of why I was triggered. I was getting reminded, oh, you should try to think about this if you fucking can. And so, I spent a little while in an angry, triggered state, but the anger comes from, it's like confusion. It's like not knowing. After a while, I realized, oh yeah, there's this sadness that I'm avoiding. And that's what the anger is all about, it's the avoidance of sadness. So finally, when I realized that, I just consciously focused on the sad thing. And fucking some tears came out. But along with those tears is, I was able to release that shit and move on, It's definitely really nice. Up until I released that sadness, felt it in such a conscious way, I was very in the moment with it. Or not in the moment, that's not a good way to describe it, but yeah, I couldn't really see it from afar. I was like too stuck in with it, and once I released it, I was able to like see it from a distance, be more the observer. It's just so interesting. There's two total different views on the same thing, just based on my distance of it. Fucking crazy. Yeah, I had this cat just start showing up for food a week or two ago. It's a little sweetie. We think it might be pregnant or something, but giving it some food and try to get somebody to help it out pretty soon or something. Earlier too, I mentioned a couple of songs. One that helped me when I was feeling in that triggered state yesterday, Mr. Kitty, and he's got a song called Spin. That one definitely really helped me in that moment. Yeah, there's one song I put out a little while back called Navigator. For anybody that didn't hear about this yet, and in the beginning, the lyrics talk about anger and jealousy triggering fear, and once fear is present, then it's like once fear is present, we can't access this like higher thinking or some shit. So we're like on an instinctual based thinking, and yeah, it's just crazy because if you get triggered into a state like that, for me, it's like the higher thinking that can pull me out. So if I can't access that, just kind of fucking stuck in that state until we figure out ways out. It's fucking interesting. Kind of brings back to this idea of an intelligence that's like feeling based as opposed to thought based. Yeah, it looks like a little overcast today. Might get some rain around here. enough of this pushing my body to its limits shit. yeah, a big part of my routine is like back and forth from sitting with my spine as straight as I can and just kind of reflecting, trying to silence the mind through pushing the body. And I just go back and forth with that. And then in the very end, hopefully I've kind of like made it to the moment or, found a great centeredness. And then I'll just sit here for a little while and just be here with all this stuff and be present as I can. And so usually at the end I'll just be sitting, spacing out. So it's definitely great. All right. Well, it seems like that's the end of it for me today. Yeah, if you're just showing up or whatever, just try to come out daily. Try to silence the mind, kill the mind, I like to call it, because it's such a serious thing. And like yesterday, I missed my meditation, and I kind of like went out of my diet too, but I think that was kind of all working together. And then I was like triggered into an unconscious state yesterday, and I don't know, it's just interesting. Yeah, so I definitely prefer to just deal with things as consciously as possible, and coming out here every morning, getting myself centered before the day starts, that's the way to do it for me. All right, blessings.